Like moving around the entire room.
Yeah, I just kept hearing the Roomba underneath me. I was like, is this thing coming after me or what's going on? Hey, whatever.
But
whatever stays in.
What's up?
Hi, coming at you live.
Welcome to Eat My Assets.
Tuesday night.
Wednesday night, Rods.
Oh, Wednesday night.
YouTube kids only. How many times did I tell you this? All right, what's going on, fam? Welcome to Eat My Assets, episode 6. 6 already.
Wow.
Yeah, to see that. And we are joined here by a special guest. You had a nickname, actually. I don't want to. I don't call you Mr. N.
I'm Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green. That sounds like that's from somewhere. Is that like a murder mystery?
Yeah. You guys ever watch Clue?
I haven't seen Clue. I played the game before.
No, he's a character in Clue, and he's in the movie. He doesn't get murdered, and he doesn't die. So I think that's
So you're safe.
pretty good. Yeah, I'm safe. It's a safe name.
You're like ideal character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's clutch. And then also, of course, we're joined by your second favorite, Ron.
Oh my God. I was the first last time.
For anyone watching the show today, our goal here is really to help you understand how other New Yorkers are managing their finances today. We're people very close to New York and neighboring cities.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Green over here.
Just across the river.
Yeah. Just skip a stone away.
Yeah.
Mr. Green, Garden State, baby. Let's go.
Mr. Green, appreciate you hopping on the show. I think a good place to start to let the audience know. Would you mind telling us about what your official role is and how much money you make per year?
Yeah, so my official role is graphic designer, and per year I make around about 90 to 100K, give or take, with end-of-year bonuses, which are usually based on performance and, how well I do, how well the company does, and whatnot, so...
That's dope. And do you know what the bonuses are like? Was that in the contract? Was that confusing? I've heard so many different things from like people talking about that.
It was in a contract that they were just, at the end of the year, however well I do with my performance,
The end of year review?
Yeah, end of year review, yeah, exactly. However well you do on that, that kind of is how your bonus will be distributed. I'm sure I could have read up a little bit more on that, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. Hopefully I do good.
Literally everyone I've talked to anyways is like, they're not really sure what the bonus mean.
They started doing a rating system at my company this year. Like
people?
Rating, like number rating, yeah.
And how are you?
I haven't gotten rated yet. I'll follow up.
Like
2
more interesting.
2
Yeah.
out of 100.
But even with a 90, 100K, like I know for a fact, you've been doing a lot of side hustles as well, and making pretty good income at like outside of work.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say roundabout like, in the last 6 months, I probably brought in, 2, 3K. But, that's like, give or take. It's not like steady income either. It's, I would love to have like steady freelance, but it's just a lot more work outside of what I already do. So,
Bro, like 2 to 3K, you're doing that in your own time. You could have made more if you wanted to, if you really wanted to stress yourself out.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, way back in the earlier half of 2022, when NFTs were taking off like big time, I was working heavily like on that market, and really just with the art side of it. I didn't really get into too much of the NFT investing, but working in the art side was cool. It was a whole other world, and there was a lot of money to be made at one time or another. Now, I'm definitely not making NFT art anymore, but it was a lot of fun when we were doing it, and that was if I had gotten in a little bit earlier, I think I would have had a little bit more side hustle income from that, but unfortunately, just kind of got into the game late. But yeah, there's other opportunities, and I think if I really did try, there'd be more opportunity. But even the NFT art, which is pretty cool, because you talk about one thing is the money side, but the other is the experience from those side hustles, and like you even learned like random generation, right? Like how that worked. Exactly. So for everyone else, it's like with NFTs, it's like you have a set list of traits. You could probably explain the traits better. How's the trait system work? And I could explain the generation part. So basically, you start out with with a bit, with what looks like a little gerbil, and no, it's you start with a little hamster, if you will.
So that's considered the base. That's like the base animal, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you have a base, like you start with a little like whatever your little artwork is, and then on top of it, it's basically just you're accessorizing a small animal or a piece of artwork. I was like, it's like there's gonna be layers on layers, and a lot of it came from like Photoshop knowledge or using like stuff like that. It kind of like I understood like how it was supposed to work out. Yeah. And you just like create like hats for it, or
Do you have a favorite accessory?
Oh, I had some. A lot of my favorite accessories didn't even make it into the.
Damn. What were they?
There was there was like you make like little lightsabers and stuff like that. You see like I've seen a million projects too that I'll be like, oh, I wish I had thought of that idea or something like that, where they're just like holding like I don't know anything. It's like a spiked baseball bat. And it's like a penguin. You're like, this looks menacing but adorable. But no, it's it was a lot of fun like making all of them, and it's when you're doing the random generation like on your own. And like you're kind of just like testing it out, like you just see all the iterations as they come. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, these are just, like hilarious. Yeah. And, I want other people to want them too. and then you hope obviously that people want them, and then sometimes they're like, this sucks. And then sometimes they're like, oh, this project is insane. Like I want to, and obviously now we see pretty much every project, whether it's cool or not.
It was all pretty much the same. So for everyone else, what's cool about the random generations? Once you have the assets that Jeff was talking about. Basically you run a script, it's just a little bit of code. Mm-hmm. It's going to take all those files and then randomly like mix and match accessories on that base animal that you have or whatever that photo is. So you can keep on doing that and just make there's a ton of different possibilities.
And then like the rarity stuff comes in and all of that. Yeah,
rarity calculator, that's all printed. I mean, it's all open source too. So like technically anyone could have done it, and that's how easy it was. But so what did you study in school, and like how did you get the job that you're in right now?
So in school I went to school for graphic design. I got a BFA in graphic design and a BFA Bachelor in Fine Arts, and that was
oh my God, bougie.
Yeah,
Fine Arts.
Fine Arts.
I do like that actually.
Right?
Yeah. Emphasize on Bachelor, emphasize on Fine. So I went to school for graphic design, Bachelor in Fine Arts. Ended up going out of school, worked for a branding agency actually for like 6 months in Soho. Yeah, and it was fun there, doing that, and it was all outsourced design. So I was working for companies like millions of different companies, and that's cool. Just it's very decentralized. Everything is it's a new project every week. Like you're whatever.
How much did you make at the brand agency? How much were you making there as your first job?
Oh, that was as I started as as contract. So I would think I was making 40 an hour, maybe a little bit less, 35.
Can we do the math there real quick, Ron? Sure. So you said 35 hours a month was the typical.
$35 an hour, yeah. It was
$35
a month. $35 a month.
I was making $35 a month. I was actually living in the sewers of New York, and
You wouldn't even afford that.
I don't think I could. I'm pretty sure the rats are actually would have evicted me.
Pretty mean down there, yeah.
Oh my God, $100,000 and $68,000. 168. Wait.
Well, also we had to preface that I was also not working 5 days a week.
Oh, 72K. Yeah. That's pretty good.
But working 4 days a week, and then so I would have been full time 5 days a week at 65. Yeah. But that would have been come with benefits and all that.
Oh, got you. That's true.
Which is another thing, obviously, that comes into my pay now. It's significantly reduced by to just turn 26. It's awesome. Coming off my parents' benefits, so that's another thing that I deducted for. Yeah, so that's all now though. I mean, then I would have been coasting.
So that's why it wasn't that bad. You didn't have to worry about the health insurance or whatnot.
Yeah, and at that time I was working from home. I was actually at this job. I started I've been there for 3 or 4 years. I was working from home. I wasn't working from home. I was at home, which is Central Jersey. Yeah, and I was commuting 2 hours. Every day.
2 hours every day.
What time did you have to get up?
I had to get up. It's funny because I get up at the same time now, but I don't have half the commute. I would get up at 5 o'clock. I would get up at 5 and go to the gym, and I would drive to the gym, and then I'd have to go home, shower, and then get on a train all the way to New York, and I was like, this is not manageable. And then we went into COVID, so.
That's crazy. And with that, Mr. Green also sent us over his expenses.
Yikes.
Earlier in the week, and we were able to look through them. But Before we get into the expenses, I had a couple questions here about finances. Like, how much do you typically save and invest per month from those paychecks?
Saving my first paycheck, don't save a dime out of that. That is gone.
How much is each paycheck actually? I didn't even ask you that.
Each paycheck is, I think right now is around $2,100, maybe $2,000 now. First paycheck is rent. That's out the window. $1,610 for rent, so that's gone. The rest either goes towards. I have HelloFresh. I love HelloFresh. There's so food, utilities, cell phone bill, internet bill, all that goes out in the window in the first paycheck. So I probably get like 100 out of put it back into my savings out of that entire thing. My second paycheck, what I try to do, and this is a capital T try, is I try to put 1,000 away out of that paycheck, and the rest is used for miscellaneous, whatever, going out. Like endless Dunkin', because that is honestly my entire life should be sponsored by Dunkin'. Yeah. That's right. I was like when I sent it over, I was like they're gonna see it. They're gonna know.
1,000 saved is pretty good, honestly, especially for the amount of rent that you're paying.
Oh right, yeah. No.
So you're keeping your expenses pretty in check. So the per month expenses, can you talk to me a little bit more about that? You mentioned $1,610 on rent. And then you mentioned utilities, cell phone bill, Wi-Fi. How much are those? How much are those typically a month?
So some of them vary now because cell phone just went up. I just got a new phone. Broke my last screen. I think I paid actually the amount of an iPhone in my last phone replacing the screen. So yeah, I'm just the worst. But I got so I just got a new phone, so I had to now start paying into that. I think it's $109 now. But it was
$109 phone bill.
Well, it's because I pay for the data on top of that. So I think it was it was $75 for just the data, whatever data, GIF. Whatever. In those debates. And then utilities. I think it's $42 around there. Give or take. Obviously, probably get a little more expensive as we head into these colder months. Mm-hmm. Internet, I think it's 21 and change.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible. We have booty ass. What am I gonna say? I don't want the internet companies to hear us.
Your ISP is gonna go after
booty ass.
Yeah. No, yeah. Our connection is terrible for $21 even. But
that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's really cheap.
So I'm trying to think of what else I have during that first paycheck. But yeah, the $1,610 for normal rent. And I try to put there's inevitably I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna get coaxed into a Friday night of just doing, a million different things. So I try to put, 100 in the first paycheck aside for going out, but that doesn't cover anything.
Yeah.
I end up putting 100 aside. I'm maybe I just won't go out for the first weekend. And then I'm just in the middle of the bar on Wells Fargo, should I put over $300? Yeah. I think $300 would suffice for the rest of the night. It's 12:30. I think
that's relatable. That is so relatable. Yeah. Just changing your money in the bar, moving it from the savings into.
I'm dimming my.
I do that too. I put it all the way.
I'm looking around. Nobody better be looking at me.
I get so embarrassed. I also don't want people to see my actual balance because it's also pretty embarrassing. So I dim it down so no one sees me transferring.
Wait, so
more.
that brings up a good point. Are you using a credit card or a debit card?
Both.
Okay. So
at any given point.
Switch off.
Gotcha.
Switch off.
Whatever makes you feel better in the moment.
I'm I'll definitely pay this off later.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just curious because you mentioned moving money around live. I didn't know if that meant.
I definitely use credit cards more for really miscellaneous expenses. That's if I wanted to buy a new toy for the month. If I'm buying a
toy.
If I'm going,
what kind of toys you buying?
Can't tell you about those. No. It's my balance on my credit card hasn't seen empty in
Same. I was just telling him before this, I have $2,000 that I have never been able to pay off. Yeah. It's been a year almost.
Yeah. I'm every time I'm I definitely made a dent this month.
Yeah.
I go back and there's just more money.
Exactly.
I'm what?
How did this happen?
Well, there was I was telling Ron this, which is interesting. So the Fed is about to increase the rate again 75 points.
Nice.
And they were estimating, for everyone else, that means interest rates are going to increase by 0.75%. And an interesting stat that they had was that the credit card debt in America or the amount of payments on interest was going to be increased by $5.1 billion.
Insane.
So Americans were going to be paying that much more because credit card debt's like one of the highest forms of interest.
Right.
You know, and I just thought that was super fascinating because we hear about these interest rates.
Right.
Don't realize how that affects like the simplest things like credit card
100%. Yeah.
credit card debt and whatnot, you know.
Insane.
Do you have like student loans, by the way?
That's what I was just gonna say. You were talking about interest rates. I was gonna say, I still have, I think like 8. So like, you know, they're like just different for each year, or whatever. They were my federal ones, and I had ones that were, you know, like private loans. I paid those off right after college.
Oh hell yeah!
But no, with these,
Yeah,
but now,
snaps.
but
That's
these
awesome.
ones, no.
I'll take the
Let me
snaps
tell you, you take those snaps back. Yeah, I still have a good amount of like federal debt, but obviously, like everybody else who has federal debt right now, I mean, I won't put it on everybody, but I would say the majority of people that I know haven't touched their debt during this grace period, and you know they're supposed to do the whatever the 10K off, whatever
Loan forgiveness or
if you get
something?
loan at 10K, and for loan forgiveness, you get like a Pell Grant. You get 20
For federal loans, right?
Yeah. So my private ones are paid off, which is nice. So if that does end up happening, obviously
That'd be huge.
Yeah, but yeah, I think half of them are fixed and half of them are variable. My fixed are like nice. I think they're like 2.5, and my variables, I think,
Just based on the interest rates.
yeah. But now, but when I was paying right before, I think they were at like 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they would be now since I haven't looked at them in like 2 years.
No, that's tough. That's tough, bro. What like, how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much student debt were you in coming out of college?
Coming out, I think it wasn't too bad. It was like 28.
Oh, 28K?
Yeah.
For grade school too.
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't terrible. Yeah, no.
Damn.
And I probably after the private, I forget how much I had in the private. It was probably like 7 or 8 shaved off right there, and then.
How do you plan to tackle those student loans, by the way, or when are you trying to like pay off? Getting to the real.
The great story of David and Goliath. And if you couldn't guess who is who in that story, I don't know. I had a plan before COVID happened. I had a plan. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put $1,000 a paycheck, which I would still like to do, but that was also prior to me paying like $1,600 in rent each month. So that's that whole plan probably out the window now. But I'd probably figure out something when it came to it. Because every time I think I'm about to start making a plan, it's like, push back another 3 months.
Then you get sucked into the lifestyle of living here. It happens to everyone.
You have to keep up appearances.
Yeah, exactly. You have a brand.
Yeah, exactly. Main character all the time.
Mr. Green does have a good brand around here.
Yeah.
Also, everyone here, my left and right, has a pretty good brand here. I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say we all have a pretty good brand. Within our grouping, I feel like we're all very main characters to each other.
There's only 3 characters in the story.
We're all gonna fight to the death. Whoever surviving this movie, it's going to become a Clue.
Oh my God! But we already know you survived.
I also said I wasn't the murderer though, so I think
my
this is going to be a double homicide where Mr. Green is also somehow left without going to jail. So it's like what I was saying before. You go out on a Friday night, you get coaxed into doing whatever.
You're the only one that used the word coaxed, by the way.
I like that word. It's a good word.
It's
It's a
solid
strong word for convincing somebody to do something else.
Borderline appropriate, borderline.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It could go both ways depending how you cut it.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Most people that I talk to when it comes to student loans anyways don't have yet a set plan. They have an idea. Mentally, at least you have a mapping and you have an understanding, and at least you already paid out your private ones, but
Right.
full picture's not always there yet, and that's perfectly fine. We hear that. We hear that from everyone.
Right.
You're in a pretty good spot from other people that I've heard from though.
Yeah, I'm not sweating yet, but it's also I'm 26, single, and have minimal things.
Yeah,
I'm
ladies.
single.
Did you catch that earlier?
Meant that more on the fact that I don't have anybody else to pay for, whether they are they come from me or they are married to me. I don't. Yeah, there's no children expenses. There's no girlfriend or marriage expenses, like stuff like that. You know, when you have like the luxury of only thinking about yourself. You don't sweat about like how much you're going to have to pay towards whatever. You're like, oh, I'll figure it out. Yeah. And like that part of my life, like that's good, like that is happening like right now. But
it gets pricey, trust me.
Yeah, I
even for my friends, I feel like I have like 10 girlfriends.
But yeah, when the time comes for when that grace period's up, that's like that I'll really like strap down and like think like, how am I going to pay for this? What is going to be my monthly allowance towards that? Yeah, it's definitely not coming from that first paycheck. True. But yeah. Hey, whatever.
But
whatever stays in.
What's up? Expenses. Let's talk about the expenses that you sent us. We did some digging, and we found some interesting things in there that we just wanted to talk about. So, Ron, if you want to kick us off here.
Sure. So we'll start off with total spent on Dunkin' Donuts. $89.72.
Elon Musk would
but 19 trips.
19? Only?
We thought that was a lot.
I don't know how much. Honestly, it's a blind payment. It's just I hit the app. I have a Siri setting on my phone where it's just like it's my set order. I'm just like
reorder.
I'm like order 90. I'm not gonna say the address. It has a 90 in it.
He knows the address.
You do. I know both the addresses actually.
God.
There's two I go to when I work from home and I work in office. 19 trips.
19.
What is that
I mean,
about?
we saw the expense sheet and we were like, oh, so that it looked like a lot to us.
So why Die Hard Dunkins over
Starbucks or something?
I actually have a story of why I don't use Starbucks. I did use Starbucks for a while. I was diehard Starbucks. It was actually there was a Starbucks like closer than there was to a Dunkin' where I work. And one day I go into my app. And I'm logged out, and I said, okay, whatever. And then I changed my password, and it won't let me in. I tried for like 3 days, and I went downstairs. I went to the Starbucks, and I bought it, and like a normal person, please, not using the app. I went downstairs and bought it, and then I was like, enough is enough. And I downloaded the Dunkin' app. Instead of just starting a new account for Starbucks, out of spite, got a Dunkin' account, and I have not looked back. And I don't use my rewards either. I think I'm at like 30,000 points right now.
Wow.
I'm saving them up for like, I don't know, something good.
It's like a big Dunkin' prize.
How many
like merch.
I'm thinking like if I get enough points, they'll just let me buy a store.
Oh my God! Another side hustle too. Then,
exactly. Yeah.
How much is 30,000 points? How many coffees is that?
It breaks it down. It's $12 a point. Or you get 12 points for every dollar. $12 a point. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you get 12 points for every dollar.
12 points for every dollar. But how many points do you need for coffee?
Just insanity. You need 700 points for a cold brew.
Oh, really?
Which I pay.
It's like nobody's got.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's insane. I was like, this is, and then it's like 200 points for like a box of Munchkins. I was like, this is there is no any kind of equilibrium in this point system.
If you think about it, you have like almost close to like 40 cold brews that you could redeem from there. There's going to be a point in time though where Mr. Green, he only has like 300 points left, so you're going to get a box of Munchkins.
Only.
I'm going to start asking my landlord if I could pay for my rent in Dunkin' Donuts points.
Honestly, you probably should.
For tip.
Yeah, I just be like, hey, I'll throw you a few Dunkin' points.
That's a great story, by the way, why you switched from
thank
Starbucks
you.
to Dunkin' Donuts.
It wasn't a great story, but it is a story that I want Starbucks to hear.
It's the human version of like rationale of like why we just wouldn't sign up for another email.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Versus just switching providers entirely, which a lot of people I feel like would do.
Yeah, and I have 3 emails. Like I have like 3 emails that I've just created over the last we just create emails from like for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I could have used one. It was the principle.
Yeah.
They're not going to let me log back into my account. I have points on that account. If I ever find that, there is just loose points floating around
You at least have
in the
5
ether.
Munchkins in
So
that.
basically, Starbucks owes you. Starbucks
owes me.
Yeah, Starbucks.
This is going to be at Starbucks. If you want a loyal customer back, that was going to
This was a
Gotta
loyal
get him
customer.
back into his account.
He doesn't want Munchkins. He wants
Mr. Green was a loyal customer of Starbucks.
Watch them add us. That'd be sick.
Oh my god.
That'd be so
That'd
sick.
be
They'd be
awesome.
like this guy. Then I'd have to like give them my name and everything,
Yeah.
and then they would be like, all right.
We
Yeah,
can DM
yeah.
it to them so you can get your account back.
They're gonna vet the name. They'd be like, "Eat my assets." What is this? Can we reply to
Like,
these people?
What is
Eat
this?
my assets. Com.
Like, can we get you guys on? Can we get an entire Starbucks cafe on the podcast?
I would sponsor them if they
all
had
of
just
them?
them all them lined up. I don't care,
Just sit
dude. I'd sponsor if Casper the mattress, not Casper the mattress.
Yes, for the ghost.
If Casper mattresses wanted to sponsor it.
The mattress.
I thought you were going for the movie.
No, I'm talking about the mattress company. If they wanted to sponsor us, what I was saying is like I'd put their brand right here.
No.
Like I
Or
don't
we
care.
just sit on a
You put a
mattress for this. next
you
time.
make the mattress. You make the table a mattress.
Yeah, I'd sell my soul. Oh, that's a good idea.
Honestly, it would be sweet if you had the mattress on the floor and we were all just crisscross applesauce sitting on
Oh,
the mattress,
how
and we all held
cute.
our mics and we
We're
all
all
wore
leaning like this.
wore some
just
PJs.
like this?
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be-
cute. Eat my assets, PJs.
If they ever sponsor us, that's gonna be. We have to bring you back, and we're gonna be. And I think we have 2 more rounds. What are some of the other ones we
Yeah,
got?
so the next one is HelloFresh, $261.67.
So you mentioned in the beginning that you actually set aside money for that. So I was just curious because that's a decent amount of money for groceries. Like, how many meals does that actually give you, and what's the justification for like spending that versus maybe like buying your own groceries?
So I do buy my own groceries too, along with it, just for like more like lunch stuff. So it's like dinner basically, and that's also split between like in half because that's me and my roommate. But it is just dinners though. So it is, kind of like to a point, it's not as cost effective. But I mean, like, you're paying more for convenience.
Is it all month? Dinners for every day of the month?
Every day of the week. So you get
okay.
so like on Tuesday. So today actually, I didn't even look. I'm bad at doing this. Doing my HelloFresh orders. But yeah, it's like more of a convenience factor because I do end up buying food like on the side, just for make like lunches every week. I'll prep like lunch for work, and I usually use my work from home days to do that. Like today I did that. I bought some stuff from the local supermarket.
That saves a ton of money too.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people like put the effort into meal prep.
Do you and
Yeah.
your roommate cook together?
We cook HelloFreshes together, not our other meals.
Aw.
Tonight's menu was pesto parsley parsley salmon
Yum. Ooh.
with some buttered brown rice and seasoned tomatoes.
That sounds banging.
Yum.
Gordon Ramsay, I'm coming for your neck, baby.
How much is the per meal cost of that? Did you do the math?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's right now because it just changed because I had like some kind of there was like a discount going. It was like 75 with the discount for 5 meals, and then now it's like 95. So.
Because I was about
I'm
to
a
say
graphic
that's
designer,
gourmet.
I'm not a mathematician here.
No, I mean, that's
Apparently,
around,
neither am I. So I
like,
can't.
kind of like $18. You say 95 for.
Yeah. So it's
more than that.
It's more. Yeah, definitely more. So it's not really cost effective, but
Yeah.
convenience.
That's a pretty pricey meal.
Yeah, and then like
cooking.
and like you saw like definitely for the I'm not coming for HelloFresh snack actually. I'm not even gonna.
It's not that cheap, honestly. if I'm being real.
Yeah, no, it's I do it for convenience solely.
Convenience,
like on Sunday morning. I wake
And
up.
taste a little bit. Does it taste good?
Oh, it is good. Yeah, man.
Okay.
They give you everything that you need.
Yeah.
Fresh ingredients right there. So.
Yeah. I'm really
Let's
bad
do
with
a
cooking, so I
trial.
get it.
Let's do a trial, and then next week when we shoot, I'll bring it over and we can cook something.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
if I
but
remember.
If we cancel that subscription right after.
Yeah.
So like, probably not gonna cook ever again.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. So the last one is the Ale House. 3 separate transactions.
when we were looking at when you go out, you usually spend like
Mm-hmm.
1 transaction drinks, but this time you spent 3.
But in the same, like, it was just one after the other after. I think they were like $20. It was like 20.
Some are more expensive than others. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you're just trying to go ham or what. Like, what's
I don't
what's
know.
the
Couple
deal with the
shots
Ale
here,
House?
couple beers
Honestly,
here.
you're asking the wrong person. That's a different person. That
You're right. We got to find him at the Ale House one night, and then we can watch.
is, yeah, I honestly, that's a mystery to me. You're asking a sober version of myself what a not sober version of myself was doing with a credit card / debit card. So.
Honestly, great answer. It's relatable.
Yeah, and honestly, there's definitely probably more than that, just because credit card also it's like mentality in my head. I'm like, this feels more comfortable. Let me
Exactly.
let me switch up the cards.
Yeah, if you-
something about that feels better.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We were just curious about that, but if you don't remember that,
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't. There was another charge that you didn't bring up, just because I felt like it was more frequent than
I
Dunkin'.
was like, what charge?
Yeah,
did we
what
not
is it?
bring up
Shout
that-
out Prime Marketplace, always supplying the candy late night. Thank you so much.
Oh, we did see
Oh.
people there.
Reese's peanut butter cups, always.
Nice.
Some sour gummy worms, always. Arnold Palmer half and half, always.
When you're drunk, or are you talking about just every
no,
night?
this is just weekly.
This is-
weekly.
This is just every day of the week. I probably spend more
satisfy
at
a
Prime
need.
than I do on HelloFresh.
Yeah. That's
they
your-
fuel me.
That's not a financial fetish, but that's something that, or maybe that is considered a financial
it?
fetish.
Because what's better, going to like the grocery store and picking up some candy, or just
No, it's more of like
Go to the grocery store and pick up
derives
candy?
pleasure from it, like what you're saying.
yeah, the pleasure part of it.
'Cause
It
we
could
did
be
that.
your financial fetish.
I
Just
feel like if
ordering
I'm at this,
it.
like if I'm at the grocery store and I see candy, I'm never like I can't pick that up. It's like always
Yeah.
on a mission
You're
to get
right.
like, where's the rice?
That's more of a guilty pleasure, not a financial
Yeah.
fetish, I would say.
Yeah,
'Cause we
Still
have a-
pleasure.
It's I had to turn the bag around because I eat an entire one. I can't like read the calories on it. If I read how many calories I'm intaking, and listen, I'm not a calorie counter, but I mean when you see that you're intaking like 2,000 calories in like in a 10-minute period, it kind of makes you feel a little disgusting about yourself.
Yeah.
But I definitely do that. I would say it is a guilty pleasure.
What is a financial fetish then that you have? Something that you do that saves you money, but the money that you're actually saving is very minuscule compared to what else you're buying.
I would say, I mean, I love seeing my family. It's great. But I definitely will, like, I could go to the laundromat downstairs, or I can, like, be like, hey, Mom, Dad, like, I would love to see you guys. And then I go home and I use a nice, like, washer and dryer. And I don't have to insert any money or pay a laundromat to do that. That would be considered a financial fetish.
Yeah.
I'm
How
saving,
much
like,
does it cost? How much does it cost to wash and dryer?
I use the laundromat. The laundromat is
Oh.
$1.20 per pound. So,
They do per pound.
yeah.
It's like
So-
a all-you-can-eat buffet over there.
You walk in, there's a scale. This woman is the sweetest lady on the planet.
Aw.
She always like the bell rings. When you open the door, and then she like comes out, and then you just put it on the scale, and I bend down, and like it's 13 pounds, and then she's like, okay.
Oh, damn.
And then I put it on there, and it's whatever. I hand it off to her. She hands me a slip, and she goes, whatever day, come pick up. And it's like, weekly, it could get like to be expensive.
How much money do you think? Yeah, weekly. Yeah, you're saving.
If I was doing that weekly, so my dry cleaning I do weekly, and that's about like 6 shirts. That's probably like $8, and then plus if I had like a full bag of laundry, so it'd be it'd probably go somewhere like $27, $28. So I'd say like 30.
A week?
Yeah, 36 maybe. Like if I was doing a full bag of laundry a
Yeah.
week. I mean, generally it's around like that 13-pound mark. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably more in
that's
the lower
crazy.
20s. But
13
if I
sounds
had,
like a lot.
Around $100 a month, then like give or
yeah,
take.
but if I had like a full bag of laundry with those shirts every week, it would probably be like closer to $40.
Yeah.
But I'm also only going in 3 days a week, so I don't have to dry clean every
Yeah.
shirt every day of the week. So
Yeah.
and then obviously my financial fetish going home and doing laundry, doing my washer dryer
a
at my
good
parents'
fetish.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't have to pay for that, and my parents just also I guess. It also kind of works in tandem with food too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not also paying
Oh,
for
that's
food when I
also
go home as
true.
well. So
I love going home and getting
That is-
food.
So your fetish can involve family members. That's perfectly.
yeah, that sounds disgusting.
I was about to
Please do
say.
not involve my
Financial
family
fetish.
members in my fetishes, please.
Yeah, your financial fetish can involve family members. Up in here.
Said it again.
To get a little bit real here, talking about long-term goals for you, and what area are you trying to go towards, whether it's professional career, whether it's side hustles, like what does that next step look like, and then also where do you want to be financially in the future?
Financially, I want to be free. Just don't do anything. Preferably, I would like to be a stay-at-home dad. That would be if there's any, just like really wealthy people who just want to like just scoop me up. Any really wealthy women, just that would be my honestly my biggest goal.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, as far as side hustles go, there's a million things I think of like on a daily basis that I'm like, I could do this. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. And what pans out with those, I have no idea. I'll just keep just like chipping away at different things. Like like recently, I told you I started getting into music, And, you know, obviously I do stuff with art on the side, and, you know, there's different avenues I've started, you know, branching out with, you know, in 3D and stuff like that, which could be, like, very fun. Don't know how I'd make a career out of it, but, you know, I would love to do something like that, like where, you know, more on my own, maybe not my own business, but something that just lets me, you know, be a little bit more independent and not, you know, strapped down to 9 to 5 all the time.
Yeah. Like freelance.
Yeah, exactly. Do like a freelance like that, but like, you know, something unstable at the same time. Yeah, like that's, you know, that would be the goal. That's like the goal, to have that, you know, be a steady income, something like that. I like just love doing, and I don't have to worry about the money on this. I mean, I think that's everybody. Everybody would love to do something on their own and not be, you know, strapped to some bigger corporation that has to tell them do this every day of the week and come in and, you know, sit at your desk. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's just right now. It's kind of just very open-ended. I'm like really just exploring avenues. Again, being 26, being single, living next to the greatest city in the world. Let's be honest here. If you say the city is Philly, you're wrong. But yeah, I mean, being around here is just, you know, there's so much opportunity to be had, and I just would love to explore it while I have this time right now.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone could do it, and if anyone could do it, I know it's you for sure, especially in the creative vibe. One of the most creative people that I've met. And when it comes to how you think about the future, it's more of like you wanting to do your own thing, working for yourself, less about the corporation.
Right,
like how you see the growth and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is super understandable. I think everyone eventually gets there. It's just like a matter of when they get there. But
yeah,
it's cool that you've actually been like investing in yourself. Because I'm guessing for like the DJ equipment, I know we talked a little bit about this, but how much do you think you put down on like the software and the equipment alone?
Yeah, like in like the past like 2 months, probably you know, around like 1,000, maybe like 1,500. Yeah, maybe a little less than, like maybe somewhere like a happy medium in between there. Yeah, like there's been, you know, software for producing and you know, getting like the board for actually like DJing the other side of it. You know, got a board for that, like a controller, and got like you know, studio monitors and whatnot, and just, you know, little things. Those are like,
sounds sick.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's like such like a very small thing. I'm not. It makes it sound like it's so much more. But no, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's more so like, that right now is just so much more of like a fun little hobby. Which, you know, I've always loved music, and I would love to, you know, do that if I really could. But I mean, that for right now, that's just kind of like a hobby kind of thing. And, you know, and then I do, you know, on the side still like other art stuff that I you know, like just like little steady things, but nothing like that could become bigger. Just like stuff I, you know, sprinkle in there like month to month that's reoccurring, and, you know, gives me just a little bit of, you know, side income here and there.
Yeah, well, nonetheless, like $1,000 spent to yourself, it's a lot of money well invested in yourself, which is dope. We don't hear that often in the show, which is really, really sick.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm only spending my money on myself.
Everybody else, I guess everyone spends their money on themselves, but for like a passion, that's pretty fun. Like a passion outside of work.
This is a new passion.
Yeah,
and
that's always fun.
I hate to be like that guy who's just like, yeah, I'm trying to like produce music, you know, I started like, you know, like a month ago, and, you know, it's like I hate being like, it's just like, it's like fun right now.
It's another creative outlet.
Exactly.
And like as a creative person, that's just fun. That's so fun.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's become like an outlet for me. Like, yeah, especially, you know, because like art had become like my job, and now it's like also like a side hustle. So it's doing it like just as a hobby outside of those two things is exhausting. Like it's like just becomes something that you don't want to do anymore because you do it for everything else. I feel you on that. It's like finding like just another creative outlet just to express myself in, and that feels good, you know, to like have another outlet.
Yeah, that's why it's like not a small cost at all from money and time investment.
Right.
And as Ron's mentioned on the head, it's like more about the passion and personal growth versus like I spend our money on like drinks and alcohol. Like obviously you can do that.
Another
that's
passion.
my passion. Drinks and alcohol.
And Mr. Green, thank you so much for coming on the show, being super vulnerable. We always say this all the time, that it's not easy to come up here. Even finding guests sometimes is hard to come on the show. But I know a lot of other people outside watching there today are really enjoying the content and understanding like how other people manage their finances today. But with that, for everyone else tuning in, you can follow us at eatmyassets.com on most socials except for YouTube. We finally got the at @eatmyassets handle.
Sick. I forgot. That's hype.
So that's pretty sick. Thank you, YouTube. And also episodes every Wednesday. So you'll see us Wednesdays here on YouTube. But from there, Rons, if you want to close us out for the show.
We'll see you next week.
Bang, bang.
I need to figure out some new ways to say that.